So you're having a creative block collective. Let's see what's going on with this, right? Look, we got the King of Swords. You might not be as blocked as you might think. We also got the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like that you're about to have a massive breakthrough, and it is so big that you're having like a moment where you feel blocked off from something. You feel like the doors have closed in your face, but it's literally the opposite. I don't know why life does this sometimes, but I find that in the moments you feel like everything is falling apart, things are actually coming together and falling in place far better than you could have ever imagined or orchestrated on your own. I feel like spirit is definitely working on your behalf right now. And you know what they say, spirit moves in mysterious ways. You're not always going to understand how the immediate thing is going to turn out really good for you in a couple of months. And that's what Spirit wants you to know today. And that's what this reading is about. So you already know what time it is. Let's get into this. Yes, because look, creative block, mental block, the moon is all about things hidden under the surface. Something about the moon also, maybe it's because there's like, it's near the sea and there's a lobster, but I just get like bubbling up from the surface. It's like a purge almost, but it's not looking that way because it feels silent. It actually feels trapped, but you're about to realize that when these gates in your mind open up, the level of ideas you're going to be working with are going to seriously satisfy you, and you're going to realize then and there why you had this block to begin with. Coming out in the cards, we got the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is all about bringing balance to the mind, and it usually comes in the form of something being resolved, something that once evaded your sight, kind of like had you, I don't know, looking in the wrong places or just looking in every place. You know that when you have to find something small, the surface area is so large and you start to feel defeated. That's giving me that you're breaking through this as we speak. Because you see how the blindfold is slightly lifted? This block is going away. You're seeing clearer than you feel right now. It's like your emotional or like feeling body is needing to catch up. And it's like this on purpose, I swear. But the Knight of Pentacles, it's a process. It is a process. It is a process that takes time. The Knight of Pentacles is slow, right? But it's slow with a purpose. It's because the meticulous nature of getting through this block that requires a mix of motivating yourself but also knowing when to pull back. It requires you to to know the details. It requires you to be perceptive, to slow things down. And the Knight of Pentacles is telling you just that. You're not stuck, you're not stagnant at all. Things are slowed down right now so that like minutia details can be dealt with even if you don't see it like that yet. Spirit is literally like a micro surgeon. I'm getting, you know how like those videos on TikTok of the doctors who can do the origami swan on like a 1 nanometer or something crazy piece of paper. That's giving me what this is giving. Like you are having spiritual like fine tuning that almost comes across as a blockage. But you know, like in Dragon Ball Z, how they have the hyperbolic time chamber to where they can train for like an ungodly amount of time, but in the real world, time doesn't pass that fast. Or it's like it's really slowed down. There's so many like different shows that concept is in. Basically, it's like time dilation. You know, like something it feels dense, it feels heavy, but it's actually working in your favor by slowing things down, allowing you to fine tune some things, to see some things more clearly before it then picks back up. Let's see, what is this? Yeah, the Fool. The Fool. There is, and you know how I was saying earlier when the doors open and there's like a blinding flash. The Fool gives me that. Like you're gonna realize it. It's giving me like the doors are opening. It's just in slow motion, and when they finally do, it's like a rush of wind, and then like the sun is shining on your face, and you just feel good. You just feel good. And Spirit is about to kind of give you that. I feel like you've been working hard and you feel like nothing is happening. You know, I feel like you're doing what you're told, you're making the changes, and spirit is telling you just wait. The Four of Wands is called the Lord of Perfected Success. If you're seeing this reading right now, you are literally about to have perfected success. And what does that mean? Does that mean nothing can go wrong? No. Why is it perfect though? Because you have not given up in the struggle part. That is actually not a struggle. And so it's like you're combining two halves of the experience because you can't have one without the other. You know, like this is giving me that to get what you're after, to get rid of the blockages, the creative blocks, to get these ideas to the forward movement, you're needed to do shadow work, yes, but you're already doing it. So this isn't spirit telling you to do this. This is just saying that this is what you're doing. That's why it feels weird. Maybe you don't call it that. You know, it's however you break down the falsehoods in your own mind, the working with schema in your own mind, working with I don't know, your personality, the unconscious part of yourself, like that's what that is. And that's what you're doing. And the reason the block is lifting is because you're gaining more understanding of you on that level. And that's where our creativity lives. It lives in those parts of ourselves that are hard to bring to the light. But once you dive in there to like, I don't know, clean it up a bit, you start seeing more and more and more, and you realize that, hey, maybe it's not a block more so than it was a lack of light, a lack of illumination, you know? And you're about to be lit up. You're about to be lit up. Let me see. If y'all are liking this reading so far, don't hesitate to hit that like, subscribe, turn on the bell notification. It truly does help and lets YouTube know that y'all like these readings. I'm getting like windfall energy. Not technically or saying that you're about to come like stumble upon randomly some lump sum of money, but you're about to do it yourself. You're already in the works of having this idea. Like even if you can't tell, I feel like you can though. Like this is not going to be luck for you. So don't take this reading as telling you that you're going to be lucky. Spirit is telling you that you have merit. And it is something that is much more grand than some lump sum payment, even if it sounds like, damn, I have to do work to get this money. And Spirit is telling you, yes, but work you like. That's the whole kicker here. I feel like part of this blockage is you feeling like you're not allowed to enjoy making money. And Spirit is trying to show you the opposite. And this is going to come in the form of a really good idea for you. I feel like it's going to be unconventional. And Spirit is challenging you at this time to trust and to let go of the reins of convention. Because you have, it's either a gift, it lies outside of however you were raised and not in the form of breaking taboo. Not like that. It is like a different way of making money, creating, right? Like it's a new foundation that people around you probably aren't used to. Maybe you think that it's crazy or something, and Spirit is telling you now is time to embrace the crazy. Look at the world. Look at the world and tell me, does you following your dreams make you more crazy than this? Just ask yourself that. Is you being a little weird more weird than what's actually going on? No, Spirit is telling you it's time to embrace it. Cast away those reins because where your power is, it lies outside of that box. It lies outside of what you know, essentially, what you think is correct. And I feel like that you've already had this like battle going on to where you are telling yourself, hey, there's more for us. There is more for us out there. I can't speak. There's more for us out there than just this. And I don't know what this is for you, but it's giving me existential boredom because your purpose calls to you, but the thing that stands in your way is not your ego. It is your fear of people outcasting you in a way for being too authentically yourself. Because you know what they say? They're like, oh, be yourself, but not all the time. I feel like Spirit is challenging you to be yourself all the time. There's freedom you seek in it. And financial freedom mainly, because through this process with this 10 of or with this 10 of pentacles, through the process of creating your own foundation instead of the conventional one, which honestly isn't even working for you, right? And it's that way on purpose, right? I keep saying right. I don't know what I'm doing in the second half of this reading, but Spirit wants you to know that you can let loose. Like I'm getting going from a line drawing to an abstract painting and then reforming yourself into some masterpiece that has both. And Spirit is telling you, like, it feels weird at first, but embrace it. Embrace it. Yeah, look, we have the Nine of Cups. There is a whole host of ideas for you to pick from when you stop limiting your options. When you start seeing that, hey, actually, I've got a gold in my mind. I've got ideas for days. These blockages will melt in front of that confidence, in front of that discipline. Because this is giving me like you're going to reach the point that you can command the blockages away. You can command anything that hinders you away once you really allow yourself to embody what you want to be, not what you feel you have to be. We have the Ace of Cups. We have the Ace of Cups. Look, the Nine of Cups to the Ace of Cups equals the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles. So it's also telling you, because technically after the 10 comes the 1, meaning you're starting over, but you got the Ace of Cups instead, which means that it will runneth over. There's nothing. So once one thing ends, it doesn't mean you have to start over. With what you're building, there's longevity. With what this is going to turn into, when you finally decide that you deserve the world, when you finally give yourself permission to attain what you want, and don't worry, you will. You will. That's the point of this reading. If you're seeing this reading and you're resonating with it, that is what will inevitably end up happening as long as you continue on this path. Your realizations that you're going to be having for the rest of 2026 into the future are going to be freeing, are going to be transcendent, because that is the point that you're reaching. All the ingredients you're putting in this pot are cooking up this, and it's your kind of like, the reason I use the term ascension is not to tell you that you're rising up to some divine level being that overshadows humanity. When I talk about ascendance, I mean overcoming the things that held you down in the mud and told you that the mud was where you were supposed to be, when the whole time you have the ability and you have the duty to make the best out of your life, and that you have the power to do so. And that the only reason something would be telling you to make yourself smaller than you actually are is out of fear or out of a desire to not have you realize who you are while everybody else can talk about your missed potential. But you have really tapped into it, and it's going to transform you. It already has, and it already is. You are unrecognizable already to the people who thought they knew you in the past. I'm talking about the people who had you pegged for one thing, who at one point kind of like had the conclusion of your life as not meaning much. And you are literally destroying people's egos, humbling them to the umpteenth degree, and you're not trying to do this. This is the byproduct of the work you're doing, just like the position you will end up in is the byproduct of the work you're doing. It's truly powerful. What was once messy is becoming ordered. Look, we have the Five of Wands. This is about conflict of passions, a conflict on where to go, on what to choose, on what to do, looking for external validation, but you would find people were only fanning the flames of confusion or whatever, right? And then here we have this Nine of Swords. This is talking about, it's called the Lord of Cruelty and Despair, but something about this is giving me you ordering a list of your problems to make sense of them and then eliminating them, right? Because look, we have the Eight of Swords right here, and then the next card is awesome. The Eight of Swords is you getting a clue. You realizing that these things binding you are really not as powerful as they want to appear. The blockages. This Nine of Swords is ordering them. You freed yourself. You may be still looking at them, but now you've made sense of them. And here's where you close the cycle. Here's where you make sense of it. Here's where it comes full circle and gets the hell out of your way and yields gold instead of bullshit, because you decided to confront it rather than pretend it wasn't happening. You're very powerful, collective. Like, this message, like, I've been getting goosebumps the entire time. Like, you were one of them ones. You were on one right now, and Spirit is telling you that whatever thing you feel is not working out, whatever blockage is in your way, it's about to be decimated, obliterated. And that's what I got for y'all today. So if y'all are liking this reading, oh, I already said that. I already love doing these readings for y'all. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.